What do you see as the biggest challenges in conservation?
The growing human population. Because where we are, there's nothing else.
And do you have views about what should be done about that?
Can't you guess?
Well, it could be on a spectrum from mass sterilisation to greater availability of contraception. I don't know what your views are as to what can be done about it.
Well, I think it might be described as voluntary family limitation.
I grew up in the 1960s, watching those TV commercials with those starving kids in Africa who stared vacantly at the camera with sad eyes and distended bellies. And in 6th grade, my Glee Club teacher, Mr. Collins, had us change the words in this song we were singing. 3 billion people in the world to 4 billion people in the world. And I was shocked. I couldn't believe that the population was so big. And I was even more shocked because no one else in the class seemed at all disturbed by this fact. And a couple days later, I told my friend Susie Hollander that because there seemed to be too many people in the world for it to handle, that I wasn't going to have any kids. And she looked at me and she replied that she was going to have 3. This is unsustainable.
I am not a bigot. Mother Earth is dying because I exist. I trust these philanthropist eugenicists who just want what's best for me. I am an empowered and free global citizen.
A war over resources? Or will it stop growing because people choose to have smaller families? And by smaller families, I mean one-child families. And this is where people start getting nervous talking about overpopulation and population issues because they're scared that I'm going to take away their rights to have children. But I don't want to take people's rights away. I want to give people rights.
Hi, we're Natasha and Luca, that vegan couple from YouTube and other social media.
The time has come to make animal rights history.
Join us in London on October 7 for the Animal Rebellion.
It's a 2-week disruption, but you can come for any time you're able to.
Taking direct action for animals to disrupt business as usual and demand serious change from governments is what the animal victims and the planet desperately need.
Hey everyone, we're in Lisbon, Portugal. We are disrupting in a supermarket, or a shopping centre I should say, with lots of restaurants around us. We have about 23 activists with us tonight and we're playing the screams of animals.
If we all sterilize ourselves and give the animals human rights, we can all have equal animal rights together and eat plant-based fortified kibble to stop the #climate crisis and achieve #climate justice with the good grown-ups at the big banks, governments, and global corporations.
Is spending $1 million on that last 3 months of life for that patient, would it be better not to lay off those 10 teachers and to make that trade-off in medical costs? But that's called the death panel, and you're not supposed to have that discussion. So of course,
that's an interesting thing you just said.
Our Earth is warming up and our oceans are rising. Extreme weather is wrecking millions of lives.
From California to the Amazon, our forests are burning. We are in a climate emergency.
We cannot let this happen on our watch. Up to 1 million species are becoming extinct because of mankind's actions, and time is running out.
History shows us that when enough people rise up and demand change, those in power have no choice but to act.
Millions of people around the world are taking to the streets on a climate strike, demanding our leaders listen to the science and act.
We must take back power. That means voting for leaders who care about the future of our planet. Join in supporting environmental movements like Greenpeace or Fridays for Future, a global youth movement inspired by Greta Thunberg.
And doing what we can to live in a greener lifestyle, like cutting out meat and dairy in your diet and reducing plastic use.
I mean, the population's going to have to stop growing at some point, so why not stop now? Instead of wishing that some invention or technology will save us that doesn't even exist yet and we're not even sure works. So for everyone to have quality of life, the number of humans on Earth needs to go down. And I believe that it needs to go down to 2 billion people, which sounds radical because there are 7 billion people on the planet today, but it's actually the world population of just 80 years ago. So let's change our idea of what the ideal family looks like. And let's not be afraid to talk about overpopulation, because it is not about taking rights away from people. It is about giving opportunities to women, children, and future generations. And lastly, let's be part of the solution.
The Red Brigade symbolizes the blood that connects all of us. It's the blood that connects humans, species, all of us to the earth. So for me, the Red Brigade is a vessel to hold the emotions of grief and loss and rage and joy and love and peace. And it's those emotions that connect all of us. And we work, or we try to work as one, which symbolizes that we are all connected. We act as one. We move as one.
We are all one. Everything is relative and morality is subjective, so we must act together to save the planet. You are highly evolved gods who evolved by random chance through evolution that created something out of nothing in a meaningless cold material universe that evolved life out of nothing by transforming cosmic ponscum into monkeys who must save the planet by getting rid of themselves and creating a totalitarian technocratic global monoculture society. We must eat nutrient-fortified kibble in our smart cities and pay for our cockroach milk and VR porn with carbon credits so the IMF, World Bank and Fortune 100 can save the planet from the evil CO2 we exhale, and poor little Billie Eilish can have her future back. I am not deceived. Pop culture is healthy and is not programming me to self-destruct. I will save the world by eating sustainable vegan kibble and demanding the government give me the same rights as animals. I am not being dehumanized. I am empowered. Veganism and vasectomies should be mandatory. Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide, and I trust the people on the TV screen.
Get into the soy face. You guys hear the little biglets whining in the other room? It was a battle getting the biglets to bed today, this evening. Sorry, I didn't get to fully set up my audio visual. My hair and makeup people were a little bit late. How's my hair though? Am I good? How's my hair? All right. I think we're good. We got a couple of rooms full of bigots here. We got the Rockfin bigots, got the YouTube bigots. Rockfin versus YouTube competition here. We got the YouTube is always throttling these streams like crazy. Rockfin, obviously much smaller platform, right? We got 125,000 subs over on YouTube, and nobody is able to get any notifications. But what's cool about Rockfin is if you do sign up, follow us over there on Rockfin, we can notify you. We can give you a notification via email before these streams, which is what we did today, which is why the Rockfin crew is growing over there. What's also cool about Rockfin is look at that. Look at you guys tipping over there on the Rockfin. Already got a couple tips. That's awesome. Remember, guys, these we're not getting those money from Avaz or from the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. We don't have that big corporate funding money like our friends over there at the Red Brigade. We move as one. We speak as one. We are all one. We are all one. Think as one with us, or else. We are all one, and you must join us and become all one, or else. We don't get the money that we don't get that Jeffrey Epstein money that the climate crisis and radical depopulation eugenicists out there get. We're sponsored by you guys. All right, so this show is here because folks like you, because of bigots like you. This stream exists because of bigots like you. Because of generous bigots like you and your tips over there on Rockfin, these streams exist. I'm just fixing my video up here. It was looking my dome was looking a little too shiny. All right. What's going on now? We just got so much to talk about. It's been about a week. Sorry, guys. I haven't been here for a little bit. It's been almost a week since the last stream. The last stream was great. But, we're going to have to do a fact check. We're going to start this stream out with a fact check. You guys saw the Red Brigade in the video there. Now, those Red Brigade clips, of course, the Red Brigade, they named themselves after Italian terrorist communist revolutionary groups. What? we got, look at that, the bigots on YouTube. The bigots on YouTube showing some love. I'm going to read that big old fat super chat from one of my favorite bigots on YouTube in a minute. But first we're going to have to talk a little bit about our friends at the Red Brigade, right? So we're gonna have to fact check. If you search fact check, or if you just search G7 satanic, it's funny. We watched one of these clips, and we weren't saying that it was a satanic ritual. I'm sure we don't have to say what's obvious, right? We had that clip of those dorks, the Red Brigade dudes dressed up as women. With makeup on, like a bunch of trans dudes walking around in red robes, looking like some, let's see if they even, looking like some demons over there at the G7. Here's our friends over at the Red Brigade. The G7 Red Brigade. This is, of course, you guys, this is not, okay, just so you know, this it's not a satanic ritual, okay? Kind of an idiot would think that this is a satanic ritual, right? A bunch of dudes dressed up as women, fully clothed in red, blood red, satin clothes. This is not satanic. This is satanic, right? This is progress, okay? Definitely not satanic. Not at all. Look. Not satanic, okay? Climate. Activism. Climate activism, not satanic. Absolutely, in no way, shape, or form is this satanic at all. So yeah, if you just search G7 satanic on Google, the first things that come up are just a whole bunch of fact checks, okay? Because obviously Google cares. Yahoo cares, all right? Reuters cares. USA Today cares. Fact check. Videos show G7 climate demonstrators, not satanic rituals. You freaking such fools out there thinking that this is somehow satanic. This is not a ritual, you guys. It's a protest. Okay, Gang of Seven summits frequently attract large demonstrations as protesters attempt to catch the attention of world leaders and international news outlets. This year's gathering at Cornwall, England was no different, but footage from the demonstrations has been mischaracterized on social media. Well, thank you, USA Today, for unmischaracterizing this. Instagram and Facebook users are sharing videos and photos of red-cloaked protesters in white face paint to allege satanic rituals took place near the summit. Satanic rituals going on in Cornwall, Carbis Bay, where the G7 is being held, reads the caption of a June 13th Instagram video with more than 11,000 views. Oh my goodness, we can't have 11,000 people thinking that world leaders are somehow, possibly engaged in weird rituals. Right? But of course, it wasn't world leaders. This wasn't the Bohemian Grove, where we know that world leaders do get together and have strange rituals where they do a mock human sacrifice at their cremation of care ceremony. We talked a little bit about that with Jason Burmis. Shout out to Jason over on Rockfin on our stream the other day. So, yeah, guys, no, this is not, look, the claims echo the QAnon conspiracy theory, which baselessly alleges baselessly alleges the existence of a global cabal of Satan-worshipping cannibalistic pedophiles whose members include Hollywood celebrities and political elites. Obviously, none of that could be true at all. Satanism doesn't even exist. Celebrities don't exist. We know that. What is a pedophile? That pedophile is a made-up word. Pedophile is some made-up word that crazy people invented on the internet because they're just crazy and they're schizophrenic and they have nothing else. They're just people that make things up, right? People, they get schizophrenic and they start making up words like pedophilia and celebrities. And obviously political elites are, these are good stand-up people. And I shouldn't even have to say this. Why do we even have to say this? Like idiots on the internet, right? Reuters also fact-checking it. They do not show satanic rituals. They show protesters demanding climate action. Oh man, I wonder when they want that climate action, guys. I wonder if they want that climate action now. They probably still want that climate action now, like they've been demanding since 2019, right? They want climate action and they want it now. Okay, these are not satanic rituals, right? These are images of people dressed in costumes on a beach close to the summit. Here's again a quote from Reuters. Some were adorned in red cloaks, wigs, masks, and painted white faces, while others were dressed as birds. Okay, these are, not satanic rituals, right? Not satanic rituals. Fact check. Also fact check. Thank you, Reuters. Reuters also fact checked the claim. Body found near G7 conference not connected with satanic rituals. So thank you very much. Apparently a body was found, and people on the internet, you know how the internet goes. People just make stuff up like satanic, like these weird words don't even mean anything, right? Reuters is here to tell you, no, not satanic. Not satanic at all. Climate action rituals. Not even rituals. What am I saying? These aren't rituals. These are just people getting together, taking climate action. We shouldn't have to say this. Shouldn't have to tell you this. So thank you guys thank you for listening to the totally legitimate explanation from Reuters, Yahoo News, and of course Google. Like if you just search G7 satanic, let's see if you just search satanic. What do they give you? What does Google give you? Satanic panics, long history. Top article. You look up satanic, and it's about satanic panic, right? People are just freaked out. Since the 80s, people are all freaked out, and they think that, that there's like actual Satanists out there that do weird stuff and that, sacrifice humans and are involved in human trafficking and elite circles involving entrapment of politicians, and heads of corporations. People think that guys like perhaps John Wayne Gacy and some of these serial killers were maybe connected to these rings, right? These rings where, satanic activities are involved. People just make up stories like the Son of Sam killer, like Berkowitz, David Berkowitz, who said he was a part of a cult, and it's well documented. Even the name of this cult that he was a part of, who were involved in rituals in that weird little area of New York around those water tanks, that giant water pump house. And there's still tons of satanic graffiti all around there. They were sacrificing German shepherds over and over again, and then eventually getting into other stuff. But that's just a panic. Vox says it's QAnon made it up in the 80s. Okay, QAnon went back in time to the 1980s. They made it up. So thank you, Vox. We appreciate that. You can't even get too deep into this stuff while you're live on YouTube. Of course, on Rockfin, we can actually talk about a lot of this stuff. We might be going into some of the history of some of these strange cults on some Rockfin streams coming up. But speaking of something that's just totally not satanic and that's totally normal, healthy behavior, right? And anybody who says otherwise must be crazy. Here, let's check out this young lady.
Oh, actually, I'm gender fluid. Oh, okay. Wait, what does gender fluid mean again? Gender fluid means my gender changes.
I think gender fluid is the stuff that comes from the man when you're trying to make a baby. Man's got to the man puts his gender fluids in the female receptacle, I believe. Right? Is that it? Or what are gender fluids?
Wait, what does gender fluid mean again?
Where can you get these gender fluids?
Gender fluid means my gender changes depending on the day or week, or even depending on the hour. It also means the pronouns I'm comfortable with can change too. Oh,
Every
so
hour?
how do I know what pronouns to use for you and other gender fluid people? We all express them differently, but personally I express them through color-coded bracelets. Pink means she, her, yellow means they, them, and blue means he, him. And if I'm comfortable with more than one pronoun, I will combine them. Oh, okay, so today's she, they day? You got it. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Wow, comment.
Oh.
This is totally healthy, normal behavior, right? Having a conversation with yourself, explaining your gender fluidity. I think that's again another one of these strange phenomena that we just see more and more of now, right? Like the androgenization of man, like general life dysphoria. That we know that nutrition can actually play a part in this as well, right? Lack of nutrition, certain nutrients being devoid in the diet, can lead not only to like depression, anxiety, but also behavior changes concerning sexuality, right? This is something that's been studied, something that has absolutely been studied, right? And this culture that we live in now, they're not just feeding us the toxic weaponized pop culture at the spiritual level, right? Through our eyes, through our ears, this music, all this repetition of these tropes of liberation, right? It's all about liberation. Liberating what? Liberation from what? Right? The liberation of the passions. You know? Liberation. You can do whatever you want. You can be whatever you want. It's all valid. You just make up a new identity whenever you want. Man, this completely satanic culture that we live in, this is everywhere. But also, it's like the foods we eat, right? The foods we eat as well. Now, I got to pull up this. Got to get my Instagram page. Where'd that go? All right, so the foods we eat also influence our behavior. Not only our behavior, but our physiology. Our physiology. And if we're raised on a diet of trash, if we're raised on a diet of soy, guess what? You're going to act like it. You're going to freaking act like it. Check out this. We got Japanese researchers turned male catfish female with soy compounds in shocking 2021 finding. There's another article. Researchers in Japan use soybean compound to make catfish 100% female. So catfish, 100% of catfish made female through feeding them the isoflavones in soy. Right? These soybeans, these are what you're told are the best replacement for basically everything that's real in your diet. Any meat, any animal foods, right? The only foods that you can actually raise on your own land, feed your own family with on your own land, all those are bad. Those are mean. They're you only eat those because of the patriarchy, right? Because of the patriarchy and like systemic racism or something. That's the only reason you eat meat, right? Is because of the systemic oppression of women and the systemic oppression of non-human animals, which we're going to get into this as well, right? This idea of liberation, sexual liberation, right? You got the OnlyFans generation, animal liberation. You have the soyum generation, the soy boy generation, the soy girl generation, the soy they them, the soy them generation. You got Shingu Wakayama, Japan. A team of researchers in Japan succeeded in making catfish all female with a compound found in soybeans, a development that promises to increase the production efficiency of this and other species whose females are more valuable than males in the food market. The team from Kindai University's Aquaculture Research Institute and based at the Institute's Shingu Station in Shingu, Wakayama Prefecture, used isoflavone, a compound found in soybeans, similar in effect to female hormones, to create the all-female groups of catfish. The feat is a Japan first according to the university. And remember, they're telling you that you got to eat the Beyond Burgers instead, right? The Patrick Brown, who's from a CIA family. His dad was a CIA guy. Patrick Brown, the CEO of Impossible Foods, Impossible Inc. He says we want to completely replace animal foods. And he's working with the UN. He was given some UN humanitarian award, which we covered at some point. Was this last year or 2019? Time just goes by. Time goes by so fast when you're constantly bombarded with this cultural degeneracy, right? But this idea of animal foods are bad. We need to liberate the animals. Oh, it's so good. It's so progressive. It's so nice. And you're so mean if you don't want to do it. This idea is being pushed hard. A lot of little kiddies, they're into it. You know, they get raised on a diet of cereal boxes with Disney characters on them, right? With anthropomorphized animals that they grow up essentially worshiping in Disney films, right? You get the mean hunter killing Bambi's mommy. The mean hunter kills Bambi's mommy and traumatizes poor little Bambi. And of course, all the children relate to these Disney characters and all the Disney films. Of course, they're being ritually traumatized, and the loss of their father, or the abusive step parents like Cinderella, or just bestiality like in Beauty and the Beast, sold into bondage to a literal animal, dehumanizing Beauty and the Beast. This is what these films are about. They're about dehumanizing children and ritually traumatizing children. But of course, hey, we should probably fact check that though, because remember, like, Satanism doesn't exist. That's we're gonna have to fact check that with Reuters and Snopes, because I'm sure they would say that Satanism doesn't exist. Vox says that satanic panic is just making people afraid and irrational. All right, but this satanic pop culture that's giving you this iconography, this demonic iconography of these anthropomorphized animals who are ritually abused, who lose their family, who are treated poorly by people around them. These are the characters that the children relate to. These are the characters that they're given as their icons, as the characters to look up to. And of course, in all these Disney films, after the protagonist loses their family and is traumatized, what happens next is they end up striking some sort of a deal, either with like a fairy godmother or with some sort of like a witch who will promise to give them power, to give them beauty, to give them the ability to attract their mate, like in Little Mermaid, not Beauty and the Beast, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella. It's always this. It's the same story every time, right? Strike a deal with a cruel witch, and they will give you all your heart's desires, right? I mean, this is the culture. These are the icons that children are given. So they relate to these animals. They anthropomorphize them. All these animals have big, humanized eyes. And you just look up Disney characters over here and on quick image. Well, these are a lot of human ones. Like the Lion King. Lion King, and all the animals are all happy together. They're all just so happy together. They all just love each other. You got monkeys picking up lions, warthogs just hanging out, singing songs. Hakuna Matata. They're just like you. They have a happy family. You don't want to eat them, do you? You don't want to eat them. Eat the soy kibble. Eat the soy kibble. This is the image that scientists have provided of the catfish down there below. An artist rendition of the soy milk converted catfish. Yeah. So, anyways, this is the culture we're in, right? You have sexual liberation, animal liberation, and a mixing of everything, a dissolution of boundaries, dissolution of borders, no borders, no walls, no USA at all. This All right, you guys are gonna like this one. All right, we need to calm down. We need somebody to help us get perspective, right? Let's see. Why is it not? I'm gonna unmute this somehow. He won't let me unmute it. This video's great. I couldn't tell if this. It's impossible for me to tell if this is a troll or if this is for real.
I went to college. You hear me? Do not mess with me. I am warning you. No. I am not the problem. I am the solution. You are the problem. I went to college. You hear me? Do not mess with me. I am warning
you. That can't be real, right? This is the thing. It's getting the world is so dumb now. The world is so dumbed down. I can't tell if people are trolling or if that's like if people are actually like this now. The look is he's got the look, he or she, right? You can't tell if it's male or female. You can't tell if it's male or female. I don't know. What's up, guys? We got the YouTube chat popping off. Joshua says clearly a troll, right? Like that's what I was thinking. But the look, like who is this? I don't know. It looks like it is a woman, a quite masculine woman. Yeah, what's going on here in the chat? We got the YouTube chat popping off. What's up, guys? Let me read we got a super chat. Look at that super chat from the super chat over there on YouTube. Read this super chat. There we go. We're gonna do that super chat competition tonight, guys. Aaron Burrows is the only one who's entered the super chat competition so far from the YouTube crowd. We got a couple donations over there on Rockfin, but Aaron Burrows, thank you so much, dude. Aaron Burrows donated $50. Says, "You little nappy-headed biglet." Aaron, the big black dude. Thank you, dude. Aaron, he says he gave me an honorary black card, and every time I'm late for a stream, he congratulates me on reinforcing my blackness by being casually late to my own stream. So appreciate that, Aaron. Thanks, dude. Let me put the here. I'll put the link for the Streamlabs. If you guys are watching on YouTube, we're gonna do that. The top Streamlabs donation gets a lifetime supply of soy isoflavones to help with your gender transition. So far, Aaron is the top. Aaron is the top bigot. Aaron is bigot numero uno. All right, we got a few super chats over here. I'm sorry, not super chats. We got tips on Rockfin. We got some tips over here on Rockfin. Let me just refresh the page. Look at that. Rockfin is smoother than YouTube. If it gets throttled over there on YouTube, guys, if you start noticing that you're having to refresh, even if you're not, hey, pick up a tab. I'm sorry, open up a tab for Rockfin, tagged not tagged, but pinned at the top of the chat, and in the description is a link to the Rockfin stream. Watch for free live over there on Rockfin. And it's not throttled at all on Rockfin. On Rockfin, it's running smooth. So sometimes YouTube gets all choppy. Rockfin runs really well. And we got bigots tipping over on Rockfin. Look at that. We got the bigots tipping on Rockfin. Let's read some of these. Oops, I gotta refresh. Sorry. I'm having a slight.
You want to find out?
Uh-oh.
Find out.
Uh-oh.
Find out.
Calm down.
You'll come at me and you'll find out how strong I am eating a plant-based diet.
Oh, goodness.
Okay? You'll find out.
Ay, ay, ay. Mark Passio is always yelling at me. See, look, Mark Passio, he's on a plant-based diet, okay? 100% plant-based. And people say it makes you mentally ill, right? People say it makes you mentally ill and irrational to deprive yourself of nutrients like fat-soluble vitamins that you're only getting from animal foods. To deprive yourself of B12, iron, zinc, iodine. What else? Creatine, carnitine, taurine, choline. All nutrients you only find in animal foods. People say that leads to, brain shrinkage, deterioration, but I think Mark Passio would agree that is untrue, okay? Natural lore says you have to eat the soy. The Juice tip $2 says the juice is here for the squeeze. There you go. Kicking off the party. Yon World says Bertrand Russell and the others will fail. Yon World is correct. Thank you for that $2 tip. Yon World, I appreciate that, man. And spoiler alert, Yon World, Bertrand Russell's gay ass has been dead for like 100 years. That dude's been dead. No, not 100, but didn't he die in like the 50s? In the early 50s? So yeah, you're right. He loses. Bertrand Russell lost. Yeah, ELC, what up? ELC tip $20 says this is your brain on Satanism. Probably referring to who you could be referring to anybody that we've seen so far. Joy Jackson, thank you, Joy. Joy throwing a $5 tip. I appreciate that. We got a tip from Matthew Jenkins, says in Beauty and the Beast, Gaston is masculine, strong. He cares about Belle. Exactly. He ignores the other women that follow him around, and he risked his life, and I think dies, to try to save Belle from the beast that imprisoned her. Disney paints the picture that Gaston is the bad guy. Yeah, Gaston's super bad because he eats 4 dozen eggs in the morning to help him get large. Right? Gaston is a murderous, is a disgusting murderer. Gaston is a terrible murderer. He murders 4 dozen eggs, 5 dozen eggs sometimes in the morning to help him get large. How selfish is that? He could be eating just eggs, soy replacement eggs. Yeah, but instead he refuses. Instead he refuses. What a terrible bigot. Okay. ELC says Disney has been poisoned from the beginning. Walt was he used that word. ELC's in the chat over here on Rockfin, and he's using that word that, like, I fact checked it, man. Vox and Vice and Reuters, they say that's just a made up term. He's using that stupid QAnon made up term, pedophile. What kind of weirdos do we have in our chat over here? They believe that Disney promotes degeneracy and that Walt Disney was some sort of a pedophile? Come on. Yeah. Dangerfield Henley says Beauty and the Beast was about Mark Dutroux castle. Interesting. Annabelle says Gaston is an a-hole. Annabelle, you are banned you were banned now. Just ban Annabelle. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, you're freaking banned. You're freaking banned for slandering Gaston. Rest in peace, Gaston. Rest in peace, Gaston. He was jacked. He loved Belle. Wanted nothing but the best for Belle. Tried to save her from that freaking hairy-ass monster beast. The satanic, kidnapping monster beast. And you people are over here in the chat slandering Gaston. Again, your QAnon conspiracy theories against Gaston. It's terrible. So terrible. Okay. All right, that's enough of that. We're not going to we have so many things. I got so many things pulled up. We're not can't even get to that. All right. Speaking of your degenerate satanic culture, OnlyFans Afterpay soared during lockdown. They soared during lockdown. Oh, this is retarded. They want me to pay this. What is the westaustralian.com? Let's see if archive.org. Let's see if it's been archived yet. Little tip for you guys out there. If you're trying to look at an article and it is behind a paywall, like New York Times or something like that, I would never do this myself, but I've heard there's a rumor that you can use Wayback Machine, web.archive.org, and actually look at the website. But I wouldn't do that. You can't do that. Don't do that. But people say you can. So yeah, the cam girls are just, they're making so much money in lockdown. What a surprise, right? They lock everyone in their homes. Right? They want to create this new digital-based economy, right, where everybody's only communicating strictly through their electronic devices, right, through their surveillance devices. You know, cam girls are now working inside warehouse studio pods. We covered this back when they published this article back in August of last year. The e-girls, the cam girls, are working in the pods, right? They're living that pod life. Look at these pods. So they got this warehouse, and they have, look, the top is open on these things, and then they just have PVC pipe all around them, and then they have a couch or like a bed in there, and they're supposedly working in this pod. Now, I'm starting to think that this could have just been staged. This seems too weird for me. It's super weird, all right? So our cam soda, this could have just been, maybe this was just an advertisement for cam soda, tied in with some weird social engineering, Fourth Industrial Revolution, World Economic Forum, DARPA type stuff, because this is so strange. We're going to look at this article real quick one more time, though, because this is really weird. If you look at this, these, them sluts is up in a big plastic shower curtain thing, like a shower curtain room with PVC pipe, and they're slutting it up. They're making that money, making that cheddar, making their daddies proud, right? Making their mommies proud. COVID-safe working spaces have arrived. Adult webcam company Cam Soda has launched pop-up studios for cam girls so that they can have a workspace where they won't have to worry about bothering housemates or family with their potentially loud and erotic work. Ooh. A test run for the concept has recently opened in Medellin, Colombia. Oh, there you go. Medellin, Colombia. So this is some sex trafficking stuff. This is so whack. This is so dumb. Medellin, Colombia, where lockdown orders are still in place, right? So they go to Medellin, where that's like a major sex trafficking hub. Cam Soda took advantage. That sex trafficking. I keep using these made up words, right? Fact check. Sex trafficking is a conspiracy theory invented by paranoid schizophrenics who have nothing better to do than to just make up words that don't mean anything, right? So if I use words like that, just disregard it, guys. I'm still recovering from the satanic panic. And that doesn't exist, but Cam Soda took advantage of the hard-hit real estate market and converted one of the city's many empty warehouses into studios featuring individual sanitized pods. Wow, guys, it's capitalism. Oh, man, hard-hit real estate market. They're helping those families out by giving them money for their real estate, and they're putting up plastic pods for their little children to become whores in so that they can market them to Saudi princes and to sheiks over in the United Arab Emirates, and to Jeffrey Epstein's philanthropist friends, and hey, maybe even Hunter Biden's cousin, who can sell him some of them. So models submit to a temperature check before entry, and pods feature a laptop, bed, or couch, and webcam. They are cleaned after each use. Look at this. It's like, oh, wow, look at this company's doing, says the New York Post. They're going into a place where their government was influenced through IMF pressure, right, through State Department pressure likely, and through the UN to shut everything down, and then go up, buy the real estate, tell everybody they can't work, but then allow their children, these little girls, to go in there and become e-hoes and market themselves to international philanthropists, market themselves to the philanthropists who will give them money for favors, we'll say. Yeah, this is so crazy. So again, this is sexual liberation, guys. These are liberated women. Son creates sexy OnlyFans account for his mom, and he wants a cut. Mother's little helper helped her go nude for some loot. New York Post again, right? Leonardo Hathaway, 19. Why don't you just put his address in there too, right? Is going viral since launching an OnlyFans account for his bosomy mom, Lucine Duarte. But Hathaway swears there's no Oedipus complex involved here. This is disgusting. Just a loyal son returning the support of his mommy dearest. We have an incredible relationship between mother and child, said Hathaway, who works as a male model in London, according to the Daily Star. Hathaway has posed without clothes for men's magazines before, but now the teen is backing his mom as she snaps sexy shots for strangers on the adult subscription site. And you see, like these major media organizations are constantly advertising this. Look at these pictures of him and his mom. This is disgusting. Again, just absolutely filthy. Look at this. This is straight up filthy. This is Disney level filthy. This is almost as filthy as a Disney movie that they show to your children. Man. All right. So anyways, OnlyFans, right? OnlyFans, the OnlyFans life. These women, that we're trying to liberate these women. Don't you want women to be liberated? Well, guess who also wanted women to be liberated? Soviets. There's the Atlantic. The Russian effort to abolish marriage. Men took to changing wives with the same zest which they displayed in the consumption of the recently restored 40% vodka by a woman resident in Russia. This is from July 1926. The question whether marriage as an institution should be abolished is now being debated all over Russia. This was 1926. Again, this is an article from 1926. The question whether marriage as an institution should be abolished is now debated all over Russia with a violence and depth of passion unknown since the turbulent early days of the revolution. Last October, a bill eliminating distinctions between registered and unregistered marriages and giving the unmarried consort the status and property rights of the legal wife was introduced in the Tzik, or Central Executive Committee. So much unforeseen opposition to the proposed law developed that the Tzik decided to postpone its final adoption until the next session, meanwhile initiating a broad popular discussion of the project. So the Bolsheviks had a huge sexual revolution, right? They regarded the family as a bourgeois institution. Quote here, when the Bolsheviki came into power in 1917, they regarded the family like every other bourgeois institution with fierce hatred and set out with a will to destroy it. To clear the family out of the accumulated dust of the ages, we had to give it up. We had to give it a good shake-up, and we did, declared Madame Smitovich, a leading communist and active participant in the recent discussion. So one of the first decrees of the Soviet government abolished the term illegitimate children. This was done simply by equalizing the legal status of all children, whether born out of wedlock or in it. And now the Soviet government boasts that Russia is the only country where there are no illegitimate children. They just abolished the term illegitimate children and then bragged that the country is the only country in the world with no illegitimate children. So how very Bolshevik of them. So this wasn't just after the revolution. This was leading up to the revolution as well. All right. So you also had the Soviet Woodstock, the free love movement of the Bolsheviks. When I say free love and sexual liberation, the image that comes to your mind might be one of long-haired nude beauties with peace signs and flowers painted on their cheeks, rocking out to the tunes of Joan Baez and The Who, while smoking joints, wrestling, and engaging in sex acts in the mud. That sounds like liberation, huh? It's liberation, right? Sounds demonic and disgusting to me. Now, the idea of a utopia where sex is a free act, a symbol of togetherness, where the stigma of oppression and surrounding coital obligations were obliterated, was not the love child of liberal American youth in the 60s. Had the free love movement in NEP-led USSR been only a 3-day concert, it might have painted a prettier picture in history's mind. But the real image of the early Soviet free love movement is one of confused social experiment gone wrong. Yeah. So they wanted to destroy the institution of marriage. And why did the Bolsheviks want to do this? Why did they want to liberate the passions? Why did the sexual revolution get pushed so hard there? Well, many reasons. Many reasons, but one of those reasons, of course, is to undermine one of the main institutions for cohesion, cultural cohesion, and the transfer of knowledge through the generations. right? If you get rid of families, you get rid of the ability for parents to actually teach their children anything. So the things that the Bolsheviks attacked the most intensely, well, it wasn't just the Tsar. It was the church. It was the church and it was the family. Here's another one, socialistalternative.org, women's and LGBT liberation in revolutionary Russia. Young people internationally are being politicized by the oppression of women and LGBT people, opening up debates as to how this discrimination and inequality can be ended. Emma Quinn from a socialist party in Ireland looks at the experience of the Russian Revolution and the radical progressive measures introduced by the Bolsheviks that were seen as part of the initial steps to bring about the full liberation of these two oppressed groupings. So they destroyed the institution of the family. They created some incredibly liberal divorce laws. The divorce laws actually in America right now, though, are even more liberal than what the Bolsheviks allowed. The Bolsheviks would have looked at the divorce laws that you have right now in the U.S. and said, this is insane. This is too liberal. This is too liberal even for us, comrade. You American, you make too liberal abortion law. You make laws very, very much too liberal for even Bolshevik. Your laws are more liberal than Bolshevik in America. So the idea of revolution, sexual revolution, why would you use sexual revolution to bring about political revolution? Well, the unleashing of the passions, the destruction of family, the destruction of the church, the destruction of cultural cohesion left people baseless, animalistic, chasing their passions, chasing their desires, chasing their animalistic instincts that, of course, propaganda, pornography, and agit-prop public demonstrations with naked sluts in the street help to push and bring about the revolution for the Bolsheviks. Now, look, if you look at this, look how well organized this is. The propaganda that was flooding Russia leading up to the October Revolution and after, this is scientific propaganda. Guys like Bertrand Russell looked at this and said, this is a great experiment. This is a great experiment. And of course, the Soviets knew that sexual freedom, nudist anarchists aboard trams, this is Russia Beyond article, and a nude beach near the Cathedral of Christ the Savior. Such was Russia life at the beginning of the Soviet state. What could possibly go wrong? Stark naked people wearing armbands reading "Down with Shame" have recently appeared in Moscow. A group was seen boarding a tram. The tram stopped. The public was outraged. Mikhail Bulgakov, the famous Russian writer, wrote in his diary in 1924, just 15 years prior to that, women could not think of going out in a knee-long dress. But did these changes happen overnight? Spoiler alert, no. These changes didn't happen overnight. These changes were influenced by the West. This was propaganda that was filtering into Russia, well-funded, well-organized for a long time. Now, Trotsky went on a ship full of gold from New York to go help kickstart the revolution. All right, so back to this article, a little quote here. Pre-revolutionary Russian society, especially in the capitals, was not puritanical in nature. An anonymous soldier born at the end of the 19th century recalls, Lincoln Russian, at 10, I had already been exposed to all kinds of lewd behavior. Pornographic pictures were not exactly a rarity, right? So you had transvestites, you had dudes dressing as chicks, you had brothels, you had degeneracy, you had all sorts of people, even in high places, pushing this stuff. There's the senior male students of the Imperial School of Jurisprudence disguised as gypsy men and women, circa 1910, 7 years before the October Revolution. And there's a cross-dressing, travesty, and gay parties were popular in artistic circles, and even a certain few noblemen having been known for being gay. Party life, often involving multiple partners, was a regular pastime for some. However, male homosexuality was a criminal offense until Bolsheviks came onto the scene. Glass of water, fake theory? Ideologically, sexual liberation was one of the key weapons in fighting orthodoxy and the old order in general. So again, sexual liberation was a weapon in fighting Christianity and the whole old order, which included the monarchy, the so-called patriarchy. Right? So, I mean, what does this have to do with what's going on now, right? What is this? This has nothing to do with what's happening in the world now, Tristan. You bigot. What are you talking about, sir? What are you saying? What are you saying? ELC tipped $5 over there on Rockfin. What's up, ELC? You bigots over there on YouTube. Bigots on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? We might jump over exclusively to Rockfin in a few minutes once we get into the next section. What's cool about Rockfin, you don't have to censor yourself, and you will not get censored. And that's what's awesome about Rockfin. Rockfin is popping. Rockfin is awesome. Pull up a tab on Rockfin. You guys, if you're watching on YouTube, we know these get throttled heavily on YouTube. If you pull up a tab on Rockfin, you'll be able to see the streams work quite smooth. Right? So even though you're going to see on this channel on YouTube, you'll have quite a bit of lag sometimes. If you go over there to Rockfin, there will be no lag at all. What a surprise. ELC tip $5 says, during the 1920s, while the Bolsheviks were doing this, you had Western anarchists like Emma Goldman criticizing them for not going far enough with things like this. The spirit that dominates the West today is that spirit that wasn't satisfied with even these Bolshevik measures. Yeah. Sean Tobin, tip $5, says, modern fact-checking. If you have facts, check them at the door. They aren't allowed inside universities, large corporations, and the perverted halls of government. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that. That's true. EOC says, even Norman Bates would think this stuff goes too far. Mick Ale. What's up, Mick? Mick Ale tipped $20. Thank you, Mick. Look at that. You bigots over there on Rockfin. ELC tipped $5 says, memoirs of a virtual pod geisha. That's a good one. I like that. I like that one. There we go. There we go. Yeah, jump. You guys are watching on YouTube. Boycott YouTube. Jump over to Rockfin. We've been going a little bit on YouTube. How long have we been going on YouTube? We're going to cut this stream after a little bit on YouTube. We watch for free over there on Rockfin. Jump over there on Rockfin right now, guys. This channel is hidden and throttled in the cesspool that is YouTube. But anyway, so civil partnerships taking the place of traditional marriages. Urge towards moving towards a nationwide. This is crazy right here. This woman was promoting, quote, a move towards a nationwide catering industry, collective housing, foster care, and so on. Do you not see what's going on now? You got Uber Eats, right? All these people, everyone's locked in their homes. Mama's on OnlyFans, slutting it up for dollars on the internet. Dad's a degenerate faggot and could do nothing. Degenerate, skillless moron. So do you see what's going on here? There are a lot of commonalities. So, anyways, this is an interesting article here. Russia Beyond. Obviously, the Bolsheviks were building their policy on family along the most progressive lines. Progressive. Something that would not be seen in the West for decades. However, the onus was now on the individual, and such all-encompassing freedom was simply too much for the agricultural, barely urbanized Russian society of the 1920s. So, humanism, the individual. You, as the individual, you are the center of the universe. It's all about your liberation. What you feel, what you want. This nihilistic humanism is what the Bolshevik culture was based on. And this is the culture that entered Russia from the West. This was an export of the West. This degeneracy was exported from the West. How crazy is that? On the abolition of marriage and on civil partnerships, children and ownership were among the first decrees of the Soviets in 1918. So again, the abolition of marriage is not only an attack on the family, it's also an attack on the church, right? So church weddings were abolished. Civil partnership introduced. Divorce was a matter of choice. Anyone could just get divorced. It created a huge influx of divorces, women who just knew that they would have to pay the men would have to pay them alimony. So the women were very worldly and seeking alimony money. So they would just collect alimony cucks and get divorced all the time. Abortions were legalized. There you go. Institutionalized, infanticide, legalized. Of course, always part of it. Dehumanizing man, slaying the image and likeness of God before man is even coming from the womb. All of that implied a total liberation of family and sexual relations. This heralded the beginning of the raunchiest epoch in recent Russian history. So yeah, but what this ended up creating was massive problems. Right? Down with shame. Down with shame. They were having marches, many as 10,000 peoples, huge gathering. Down with the Philistines. Down with deceiving priests. We don't need clothes. We're children of the sun and the air. A naked spokesperson shouting from a stage says. So again, this is how you destroy a culture. This is not how you. This isn't how you free people, right? It's always liberation. You know what liberation is? You know what liberation is? It's enslavement. Sexual liberation is enslavement to a bestial form of sexuality, to a sexuality completely removed from creation of family, from the bringing in of new life, from the miracle of childbirth, completely removed from all of that, completely removed from the sacred mystery of marriage, the ascetic practice of marriage, completely removed from that. And then sex just becomes a beastly act. Sex just becomes you using your sexual object partner. And then through this, you get the spread of more social diseases, right? Of a feeling of emptiness, right? Like the more sexual partners, especially when you're young, the more sexual partners you have, especially if you're a woman. If you're a woman, the more sexual partners you have, the less likely you are to ever have a actual healthy pair bond. Right? The more sexual partners somebody has, especially for women, the more unlikely you are to ever have a fulfilling long-term relationship. And guess what that means? That means you won't have children. That means you won't raise your children. Children that you do have will be raised by the state. And when you're old, you will be dependent on the state, who can cut you off from resources, and you will have nobody at all to take care of you. Right? And there's nobody to pass on generational knowledge, and the culture gets wrecked. The culture gets destroyed. And so this is what we see now. Moneymaker. Carrie Katona is a millionaire after raking it in on OnlyFans 3 years after bankruptcy. So the new standard for women is you could just be a whore online. You don't need anything. You don't need any skills. All you need is some leggings and a Twitch account and an ear microphone, an ASMR microphone, and you can make your living by licking a microphone on Twitch, right? On the site that was for gamers. Now the new viral craze on Twitch is sluts licking microphones. This is how degenerate our culture is. Right? The ASMR Twitch has been raided by sluts licking microphones and farting into. I'm not even joking. Look at this. ASMR trending in the UK, and then so ASMR is trending in the UK, and then farting is like one of huge trends. Farting into the microphone on Twitch. Apparently, Twitch ASMR got crashed by the hot tub crowd. So I guess there's these girls that were trying to make a living. Right? It's just a legitimate living. There were girls that were being whores on Twitch, and they would just get into, they would be in hot tubs, right? They just be in hot tubs, like hanging out, and I guess like they write the dudes' names on them. You see, she has like names written on her. Shout out to Drew for telling me about this crazy ass Twitch stuff. So then that turned into those girls going to the ASMR section and licking microphones and farting into the microphone. Big creators keep giving the Twitch ASMR scammers attention. Now we all look like clowns. That's funny. So yeah, they're farting into microphones. When you want to go on Twitch for some relaxing ASMR, but it's just porn. They've turned the ASMR channels, which the ASMR used to be about like weird stuff, like people would like rip paper next to a microphone. They'd rip paper, and it wasn't. I guess it wasn't fully sexualized until recently. I don't pay attention to it. I always thought it was kind of weird, but now it's just they have actual ASMR mics. And I'm not going to scroll up because even if I scroll up or down, it's basically just like porn, right? But they have these mics. Find it. There you go. They have mics, ASMR mics, and it's like ears. And I guess they're designed to sound like ears. And they lick the mics, and they do suggestive posture and poses and stuff. I guess they started banning some people, but Twitch let this happen for a long time, apparently. Twitch let this happen for a while. Why? Because they're making money on it. They're making money on it. So it's completely demonic. This chick got banned. She says it's racist. After allegedly being permabanned by Twitch for streaming ASMR content in the same vein as Janelle, Indy Fox, Degriz, and Caitlin Amaranth Siragusa, Exohydra X has slammed the platform for not enforcing the platform's rules indiscriminately, claiming she was banned because of her race. Poor girl. Poor girl. So, anyways, when you look at who's actually behind all this OnlyFans stuff, founders of platform can thank Lockdown Rush to use adult content for £1.7 billion of sales. Account shows the Essex family that founded the sex worker social media platform OnlyFans attracted tens of millions of pounds from its parent company in the last year as it profited from a lockdown-induced rush to use online pornography. OnlyFans, run by Tim Stokely, his brother Tom, and his father Guy. Ugh, what a disgusting. A former investment banker. Oh, never mind. He's probably a stand-up guy. Handled £1.7 billion in sales during the year to November 2020, up 615% on the previous 12 months. Although the company likes to boast of the income it delivers to its creators who upload the vids, its newly filed accounts suggest the owners are the real winners. The company's high-paid director earned a $2 million salary last year and paid $20 million in dividends to its backers. OnlyFans also paid £23 million, I'm sorry, I keep saying dollars, it's pounds, to acquire a separate business owned by two members of the Stokely family. So anyways, this banker family, what a surprise. What a surprise. This banker's family is just killing it. The creator of OnlyFans ran shady and exploitative porn sites in the 90s. Leonid Radvinsky's. I trust this man. He's a trustworthy guy. The now billionaire who owns a majority stake in OnlyFans has long been known as a shady character. Far before he bought into OnlyFans, Radvinsky was sued by Microsoft for allegedly sending millions of deceptive emails to Hotmail users. The case was eventually dismissed for lack of proof. This was only the beginning of Radvinsky's career as one of the internet's most prolific pornographers and scammers. So I guess he was involved in all sorts of shady porno stuff in the 90s. A small empire of websites that advertised access to illegal and hacked passwords to porn sites. At least a handful of those sites included underage performers. What a surprise. This is just terrible slimeball behavior from these people, involving things like children. I mean, this is horrible, right? This is disgusting perversion of a career that this guy has, and it's not a surprise. And Forbes is talking about it now. For whatever reason, the shady secret history of OnlyFans billionaire owner. OnlyFans billionaire owner. So, hey, who's surprised? Any of you guys surprised? I know you're not surprised. I know you're not surprised at all. What a degenerate, right? But this is the world we live in, right? People get told that that there's nothing outside of your own desires that you should focus on. Right? It's this humanistic religion of nihilism that rejects God. and puts your desires, your animalistic desires, as the center of your universe, this turns you into a beast. It makes you fall prey to this. It makes us fall prey to addictions. It makes you fall prey to degeneracy. And they tell women, oh, you're going to be liberated. You're going to be liberated. Make an OnlyFans account, Mom. Come on. Exposing Powerful Lies over here donated $8. Thank you, Exposing. Jerry, Exposing Powerful Lies. I love seeing you in the chat, dude. Thank you so much for that super chat, man. He threw $8. Says, hey brother, much love. Thanks for the stream. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that, man. That was 30 minutes ago. I hope you're still there. Sorry it took me so long to read that. Bigots on YouTube, take note. Aaron the Big Black Dude and Jerry are the top bigots. They are the top bigots, you guys. Make sure to support the streams. Support the stream like Aaron over there and like Jerry over there. And like our friends over here on Rockfin. On Rockfin. Sean Tobin, tip $2, says, what's your take on Sean Tobin? Sean Tobin always comes with really good questions, but they're long questions. He'll say, is a $2 tip, says, what's your take on Camille Paglia's take on the decline of Western civilization? I don't know who that is. She made a point at the end of many historical civilizations of Romans that as those societies collapse, there are then a lot of people who engage in sexual confusion. They essentially act like the beautiful ones from, two-parter, see part 2. Let me read the next part. From John Calhoun's rat experiments. He coined the term behavioral sink to describe aberrant behaviors in overcrowded population density situations, and beautiful ones to describe passive individuals who withdrew from all social interactions. Rather predictive for human societies, unfortunately. Seems like Paglia noticed this, and she is a creature of the left. You know what? That's fascinating, man. It sounds like her assessment is correct. Sounds like it's correct. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate that. I'll have to look at it. If you got like a link, I can pull up a link and check it out. Joey Jackson says, I hate ASMR. ASMR is softcore porno, says Alaric Palaiologos. That's what it seems like now. I mean, it seems like it's getting worse and worse. OnlyFans. The OnlyFans generation. The OnlyFans degeneration. Yeah, really, really gross. Sad, too. I mean, it's really just sad. It's mostly just sad. All right. Thank you guys for those Streamlabs and for those tips over on Rockfin. Mick AO tip $5 says Skynet is really Coomnet. Yeah. These Coomers, they don't even realize that they're destroying themselves. That's what's so sad. People don't realize that through chasing these passions, you're actually ruining your life. You're not being liberated. You're not being freed. You're being destroyed. You're actually being destroyed. Right, so the liberation of the passions, women's liberation, all these liberation ideologies, they're not about freeing you. They're not about helping you. Right? And another one, animal liberation, right? So we got Crazy Vegan Storm Seafood Restaurant. Let's check this clip out. I'll go pee real quick. Be right back. What? Wait, all right. She has the OnlyFans pants. Or the Twitch streamer. She's got the Twitch streamer leggings. Cute muzzle too. Yeah, let's see. Look at, she's got a hoodie on, but it's a belly shirt hoodie. She's liberated. Hey bitch, we can't hear you through your mask. We can't hear you through your mask. She's reading off of her phone. Billions of fish. The largest Holocaust in history. They're suffocated. They're getting suffocated to death. Stands up on the table and shouts and looks at her phone. Why is she looking at her phone?
You're promoting a circle.
Pulling a fish from the ocean is like drowning someone.
Kiss my friend.
She's liberated. This is a liberated woman.
This is ridiculous. You need to keep moving.
Let's see if we can. Okay, so she gets kicked out, it looks like, or she walks out, and they tell her to leave. Look at her simp crew. Is it all dudes? Oh, she's got one girl with her. Wow. Fish want to leave. Just like us. See, this is what happens. This is just like us. Fish are just like you. They're exactly like you. They feel pain. They like watching The Lion King. They're just like you. They want to grow up and live a full life as a cam girl on OnlyFans, and you're robbing them. Right? All these poor little squids. They could be in Japanese tentacle ASMR OnlyFans videos. Okay? They could be wrapped around some Japanese dude's face in an ASMR video on Twitch. But you're ripping them from the ocean. You know how fish procreate? Rape. Those fish never ask for written forms of consent. They never do. 100% of fish are raped in the wild. It's terrible. Terrible. The juice. What's up, the juice? The juice tip. Look at that. $50. Juice is at the top of the bigot list, up there with Aaron, the big black dude, tipping $50. Has been missing the streams lately, but still digging the shows. Hey man, thank you. Hey, these shows happen because of you guys. You know, and the more you guys support, the more of it you get. Same with YouTube. On YouTube, this channel is completely shadow banned, unfindable. I searched the actual name of titles of my videos in quotations with my channel name, and I still can't get the videos on YouTube. So you guys pull up a tab over on Rockfin. I'll put the link in the YouTube chat right now. In a few minutes, we're going to go over there exclusively to Rockfin. The fish want to leave. The fish want to leave. They have to leave. Fish feel pain just like a... But this is what happens. This is what happens. This is the result. This girl, her channel is called Vegan Booty. Vegan Booty. We've seen her videos before. Vegan Booty. Her channel, Vegan Booty. This is what happens. This is what so-called women's liberation, feminism does. It doesn't liberate women. It destroys them. It turns them into animals. This bitch... And I call her a bitch because, and it's a term of endearment. A bitch is a female dog. right? If you're species, don't be speciesist. Don't be speciesist against this stupid, degenerate bitch. Don't be speciesist against her. Okay? Don't be speciesist against dogs and tell me I can't call her a dumb bitch because she's embodying what it is to truly be a bitch. And completely stripping herself of what it is to actually be human. Oh, fish are just like us. Fish are just like us. We have to stop the fish holocaust. We have to stop the fish holocaust. This is what it does to you. This is what this ideology does to you. So another video here from her channel.
Oh, hey. Yeah. Just a bit of an update. I've woken up once again to the police knocking at my door.
Well, a surprise.
I've been issued with another barring notice. I received one a couple of years ago when I ran onto a football stadium. So what this barring notice means is that I'm banned from every single premises that sells liquor. So that's restaurants that serve alcohol, that's obviously nightclubs, the liquor store, anything that sells alcohol, I'm not allowed into.
How about the internet? Let's ban you from there next.
Otherwise,
let's ban you from. Let's just. Never mind.
I'll be charged for trespass. It doesn't say here how much. Oh, here we go. A penalty of $10,000 applies if I break this barring notice. So why am I banned from all liquor stores, you may ask? Well, this is from a protest that I did
for the animals.
The 2nd of May 2021, and at the vicinity of licensed premises. Why do I keep saying it wrong?
Because you're foolish. Because you're stupid. Because you're stupid, and you've given into an ideology that doesn't just that you have to be stupid to give into, but you also give into an ideology that leads you to malnourish yourself. I mean, do you actually want an answer? Do you want to actually know the answer? So, vegan kicked out of shopping center for selling dog flesh. So she sells fake dog flesh over there. And here she sells her own flesh, right? Oh, how lovely. And her Eat Pussy Not Animal shirt, advertising her and her underwear, just looking like a disgusting degenerate, selling her OnlyFans. So she has an OnlyFans. There's no different. Look at that. You 3 words in, and you already messed up. There is no different to signing a modeling contract. So many people shame those who use OnlyFans thinking they're using a porn site. It's not that at all. This platform is free for anyone to use it as they wish. I hate my body, yeah, we know, being censored on other social media platforms. YouTube gave me a warning for showing my booty in a bikini. A part of my leg was censored. So this is a great way to express myself without being censored for embracing my body. She's so liberated. Of course, the main reason why I got this platform is to help support me to be a full-time animal rights activist. This platform is going to allow me to quit my 2 jobs and do activism full-time. More disruptions and more YouTube content. So this is the model. This is the good global citizen model. Let's see what she says. So full-time activist now, right? Full-time activist for the animals. And she believes that humans are animals. And here she is selling her flesh like an animal. Going full circle, right? Vegan clan. So, okay, it's just her slow motion looking at the camera. So yeah, her OnlyFans. You can sign up for her OnlyFans now. What a surprise, right? What a surprise. We've come full circle. Vegan booty. How do you tell how many people subscribe to them? Can you tell? All funds support me to be a full-time voice for animal rights. Free the nip and booty. Help me on my mission to help the most oppressed beings on this planet. She's going to help all those oppressed beings. She's going to help them, okay? She's going to help them. This is for the animals. You can spend $125 and get a 12-month. That's 30% off, by the way. 30% off, $125, 12-month subscription to Vegan Booty for the animals. For the animals. For the animals. Wait, someone says, look at the like-dislike ratio for exclusive content video. Where is that? I didn't even see that. Where is it? Did I close the window? Yeah.
Yay!
Let's see the ratio on that. Let's see. I feel like the likes to dislike video ratio on her other videos was also very low. There you go. Let's give that a dislike. Give that a nice dislike. Disgusting. You're filthy. You're disgusting. You bring shame to your family. You bring shame to your mother. Not that you are disgusting, but you're behaving in a way that's disgusting. You're behaving in a way that's disgusting. And I mean, even the words, like the words on your shirt are vile and disgusting. It's gross. You are gross. You are behaving in a disgusting and gross way, dehumanizing yourself. But this is the result of the culture that you grew up in. I mean, it's hard to blame people like this. You know, I mean, she's got parents, you know, she's got a dad, she's got a mom. I'm sad. All right, let me come over here and see what all you bigots are doing. What all you bigots have to say over here. Sean Tobin, tit $2, says her parents spared the rod and spoiled this child. What a fashionable meat sack loaded full of garbage and ignorance. I mean, this is what these people consider themselves. They're just animals. You're the same as an animal. Therefore, this is justified in their worldview, right? It's like you remove the image and likeness of God from the equation. You remove any semblance of dignity from man. All right? Humanism is dehumanization. ELC tit $5 says, girl, you'll thank them for that later. For which one? I'm trying to remember. You'll thank them for what later? What do you think he's talking about? I don't know. But ELC's, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. ELC is also high up on the list of the bigot supporters over here. Thank you guys. You guys are over there watching on YouTube. You guys are way behind. The Rockfin crew is supporting big. Rockfin crew supporting big. YouTube is throttled big. What a joke is this platform of YouTube, huh? Hey, but here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're doing. We're going over there exclusively to Rockfin. Pull up a tab on Rockfin. Check it out. I just dropped the link over there in the description of YouTube. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream. We'll take like a 1-minute hiatus, and we will go over to Rockfin exclusively, and we'll finish the stream up over there. We've hit on all the main points. We've kind of come full circle. We've been going for a little while on YouTube, but the last part of the stream is going to be exclusively on Rockfin, because the Rockfin bigots are supporting. So you can watch for free over there on Rockfin. Screw you, YouTube, as a platform, not the audience, but the platform YouTube. You are terrible. You are terrible, YouTube. But everybody who watches on YouTube, who shares these videos, please share them. Hit the like, even though it doesn't even matter to YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, even though you'll just be unsubscribed. You get more throttled every single week on this channel. So anyways, pull up the tab over there on Rockfin. Watch it on Rockfin for free while we're live. Later on, the second half on Rockfin is going to be for subscribers only. It's going to be for subs only over there on Rockfin. But if you're watching live, you can watch for free right now. And then probably tomorrow at some point, I'll turn it to subs only. Or maybe after we're done live. So you guys watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Link for Rockfin is in the description, as well as in the live chat. All right, so go over there. We enjoy your likes and shares and all that stuff, but we like Rockfin more because we can say what we want. So pull up a tab on Rockfin and watch us over there. We'll be back.
Take